Hello, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning for those who are in the morning hours. Today is another day. We haven't catch up for some time, and on this platform today, I'm connecting with mothers. This is just emotional support to the mothers. We had an event which some of you attended. It was good, but due to the busy schedule I've got, I have not managed to set another day. But together, we can arrange and plan for the next time where we are going to be connected. For now, I just want to reach out to mothers who are available. I don't know who is out there. Yes, I see you, Elizabeth. Welcome. Just invite the other person, invite your friend, invite anybody, any mother you think needs or you believe needs to hear this. I'm reaching out to mothers for emotional support. As we have talked time and again, mothers are suffering in silence. Mothers are not able to talk. Mothers are not able to open up, even with their closest friends, what they are going through due to their children. So, what do I mean by what they are going through? What they are going through because of their children. What do I mean by that? We are mothers, and we are sisters. We are grandmothers, and we are women of substance. So we take all the burdens on our shoulders, and we don't even realize when it is too much to let go, and we continue suffering, struggling to deal with this load on our backs and not doing anything about it. I feel the need to continue talking to those mothers who are experiencing difficult times. There are so many mothers who are going through difficult times due to children's behaviors. Our children's behaviors are causing us distress. I shouldn't leave myself out because I'm a mother, yes, and I'm a grandmother. When I talk to mothers, I shouldn't leave myself out. So when I say mothers are suffering, I should be part of that team. I should be part of those women. There are so many issues that are causing our children to behave in unusual behavior. Issues like lack of work, lack of employment, financial status, some family breakups or relationships. There are so many things happening that cause our children distress, and as a result, that overflows and it comes to us as mothers. And we suffer because no mother wants to see their children suffering. No mother in her good sense would want to see children suffering. From their children, from their friends' children, extended families' children. Women are suffering, women are struggling, and it is time to talk. It is not time to seek for help, because alone you can't do it, but together we can support one another. Mothers are emotionally and mentally broken. Some know it and some don't know. Mothers tend to think or to blame themselves that they failed their children. Why would you think, or why would you believe you failed your child or your children? There are many areas that you may point out. But I am here to encourage you today. Whatever you did to bring up a family, you did to the best. Maybe some did not do to their best, because we know of the mothers who have left their children and gone and have fled to other places and leaving their children behind, and that way they can be blamed. But sadly, even going away from your children, sometimes it is for their own good, because you want to make ends meet. Sitting indoors, all of you, and no one is bringing income, and the children need to grow up, children need to feed, the children need education, unless you are a lazy mother to sit there and just look at the universe for whatever will come. Any sensible woman, any hardworking woman have left children at some point to go and look for upkeep, something to bring the family up, especially single mothers. Yes, single mothers have faced it all. Sadly, single mothers are the ones who never stop suffering. I am encouraging you. You did the best, no regrets, no blame. And again, something very important to know. When you are suffering in silence and you are not sharing with anyone, you are not seeking help due to the shame of people, what people will think, what people will say. That shame will cause you an illness, a shame of what others will say. What you don't know, or probably you know, people will not change the person you are. People will not change your situation. People will not change your circumstances. But just bringing out whatever you're going through will be helpful. The love for your children is immeasurable. Your children cannot love you the way you love them. I'm not saying they don't love you. They love you, but they cannot love you the way you love them. There is this gameplay of children saying you don't understand them, you don't listen to them, and you just sit and listen. You just sit and observe. Sometimes they do things that you do not want them to do, but you don't have control, because you've been told you don't listen. You don't know. You know a lot than they do. You listen more than they know. You love them, and your love is immeasurable. No one can measure a love from mother to a child now. So don't worry if you tend to think you are ignored, if you tend to think they don't care about you. I want to assure you, they care about you. They can pretend not to care about you. They can pretend to think you don't listen, but you listen. What I don't want you to do is to keep on blaming yourself, beating yourself hard that things went wrong. Whatever has gone wrong is beyond your control. You'd not have wanted, you'd have not have liked anything to go wrong, but if something has gone wrong, it has gone wrong. You can only do what you're doing now to correct the future. If you have been accused for not being loving, you know you are loved. Only you who knows how much you love your children. If you have been told you don't care, it's only you who know you do care. You know how much you care about your family. You know what you have done or how much you have done to show care, to show love, to show compassion. But again, it's too much for you to take in and just hold it. No, you have done your part. You have loved. Continue loving your children. Continue advising your children. Give the best advice you can as a mother. When your children are grown-ups, when your children are adults, they can choose to take your advice or leave it. It's not your problem. Just do your part. Continue and don't give up. Continue loving. Continue giving advice. Continue fostering hope. They still need hope from you as a mother. Give them hope. Remind them, sky is the limit. They may choose to listen or to ignore. The fact remains, the power of mother's words can move mountains. Because the moment you remind them you love them, even if they turn deaf ears, even if they pretend not to hear you, even if they pretend to ignore you, they still know and they will still remember you love them and you wish them the best all the time. Even when they go into the wrong direction, mothers are crying because their children have been hooked into alcoholism. They have been hooked to drugs, the substance misuse. Don't give up. Don't give up. As Bob Marley once said, don't give up the fight. I will say the same. Don't give up the fight. You are the mother. You mean everything. They may think you don't mean much. You may appear or you may feel like you don't mean anything to them. But guess what? You mean a lot. You mean a lot. Don't shy off to talk. Don't hide that pain you are going through. Because there is a lot of emotional pain that women are going through when they see the struggles of their children. No mother would have liked to bring up a child only to get hooked into drugs, only to get hooked into alcoholism, the addiction, and as a result, they are not doing anything that's supposed to be doing. As adults, they drink day in, day out. They smoke drugs day in, day out. No mother, no parent would have ever wanted to see that. But if it has happened, don't dwell on the sadness. Being sad, regretting the past will not change anything. Will not change at all. The situation will remain the same. But your prayers, your love, and you are saying the right thing, reminding them you love them. Let them know you don't like what they are doing. It is their choice, but you don't like it because it hasn't got good outcomes. When you see your son sleeping on a stretch outside till morning, people pass by, they pee on him. Surely, it's very heartbreaking. When you are waiting for your child to come home and they don't turn up, you keep checking on the time. You keep checking on the time. They are not coming. And you are telling yourself, usually this time they're at home, but they are not here. You get sleepless nights. Only to be called by a neighbor, so-and-so is sleeping in a certain place. It's a very heartbreaking feeling, I can imagine, of a mother or any parent. Why I say mothers is because mothers take the whole baggages. And I have said this time and again, and I know it. It is true. You can correct me or challenge me if you don't think it's right. They take a heavy burden on their shoulders, thinking about their families. Every mother, every woman wants the family to be intact, doing the right thing, functioning normally. But it doesn't always happen. It is sad. Why am I talking about this? Why am I supporting mothers? Why am I mentioning this time and again? It's because I have learned to talk. I have learned to guide people in the right way. Those very distressed, some very depressed, women who are living anxious all the time, and sometimes they even neglect themselves. They don't know where to turn to. And as a result, they get depression that is endless. That they'll require medication. They'll be going to medication to get medication every now and then. It is not a good feeling. It is not something I would advise or wish anyone to go through. So I want people to talk. We have got our sons and we have got our daughters. We would want them to do the best. But that is not what happens. Don't allow yourself to be the one carrying all these burdens. You can only do your part. You guided, you directed, you brought up a man, the man he is today, or the woman she is today. But still, as a mother, you cannot divert yourself from them completely. But this is where we are lacking the understanding of limits to take. We need to have limits. I can only take up to this, or I can take up to this. And the rest, allow the person to deal with their own issues. Sometimes our holding so much stops our children to mature. Our taking so much responsibility, even when we are not supposed to, is I would say is disabling our children's minds, because they don't want to think for themselves. They want you to think because you are the one who thinks right. We provide so much. We offer financial support when we think it's necessary. Guess what? Sometimes it is not necessary. And when you cannot provide, then again, you'll not be a good mother. You'll not be respected as a mother. Or even if you are respected, you'll not be shown like you are the right mother, just because you are not providing financially. Sadly, money, wealth, or whatever it is cannot buy that motherhood. You are the mother, with or without you are the mother. Don't push yourself to the edge. Women are having sleepless nights because they have borrowed so much to feed their children's addiction, to feed their children's laziness, to feed their children's problems while they don't know. They are being chased by the lenders because the money is needed back, but they borrowed not knowing how they will pay back. When they borrowed, they didn't do anything to multiply this money. Instead, they gave to their lovely children they love. Children they love so much. It is good. I love my family too. I would do anything for them. But how much are they willing to do for me? How much are they willing to support you? Isn't it time for you to say enough is enough? If you manage to pay this, you're not going to borrow more just to support whatever they want. You need to seek advice. You need to seek help. You need to talk to them. If they dismiss you, fair enough. They dismiss you. They don't want to talk to you. It's all right. You can't force them to talk to you. You are still the mother. If they don't realize the importance of talking to you, and maybe you want to guide them to the best, and they don't want, it is all right. Don't take that as a big problem. I know saying is easy than doing, but some of these things, we need to deal with them in a wise way, in a polite and wise way. Because if somebody doesn't want to talk to you, you can't force them to talk to you. But as a mother, you still have got the power. You have got the power to pray. You've got the power to say, this is right and this is wrong. What you say is wrong and is not listened. No one takes that on board. Don't worry, you have said it. Time will come when somebody will remember. Never pray anything bad for anyone. But when When you throw stones, expect them to come back. When you talk to your children in the right way without regrets of what you have done, just know it is time. This time is the time that was written in the Bible. That time will come when children won't have respect for their parents. If it is biblical, why are you ruining yourself? Sleepless nights, anxiety all the time. You have even got the fear of unknown, because what is happening is not what you expected all your life. And this is happening when you cannot move as you used to move in those days. I mean, working hard to provide to them. Ask yourself, did you work so hard to provide to them and you never got time to build good relationship with them and to support them to be the people they aspired to be? When you ask yourself those questions, you'll start learning to take things easy. Don't punish yourself. Don't punish yourself. Again, don't keep that pain. Without shame, there is no gain. But when you are ashamed of whatever is happening, you deal with that by doing the right thing. So that way you will win, because the shame will not oppress you to a point that you cannot say what you are feeling, what you are going through, all those areas that are making you depressed. You are able to address them. Ladies, mothers, sisters, aunties, and grandmothers, you are not alone. Whatever you are going through, you are not alone. Don't suffer in silence. Suffering in silence will not help you at all. Sadly, it will break you completely. Yes, you're broken. Yes, you are not thinking right, but there is something you can do about it. Learn from others. What you are going through, you are not the first to experience that, and you'll not be the last. When we set this coming meeting, I'll communicate, I'll send you a link, register, where we shall meet, talk with honest, no shame, and no embarrassment of whatever has happened. What happened yesterday or in the past is history. You can make a better tomorrow based on the past experience. Be the mothers who will guide their young girls, their daughters-in-laws. Be that mother who will be listened and be respected. What you never got, learn to give. No one gave you, and that is why you are suffering. That is why you are struggling, because you didn't have anyone to guide you through. On this meeting that we are going to meet next week, most likely on Friday, we'll talk more. We are not going to be on the Facebook. We'll be using another platform where we will be able to engage and ask questions, ask one another, share our own experiences, and get the help we need, because we need the help. We need the help. If we continue suffering the way we are suffering, and when you hear of somebody, you take that story or you take that case and relate it to yourself because you are suffering and you don't want to talk about it, it's not helping. Let us learn to do something new. Let us learn to do something different. It may not be very new, but it is different. And on that short note, I'll leave you for now. Let us connect next time as we support mothers emotionally, because mothers, again, I'll repeat, they are mentally broken and they are not able to express themselves. They don't know their feelings. They don't know what they are feeling or how they can address that. This is why I want to work with you to get you understand that what you are going through, you're not alone, you're not the first, and you'll not be the last. Think out loud, let's talk, and let's support mothers. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to meet you next week, and all the best. God bless. Love you. Bye.